of all, congratulations, CPA Elizabeth. अब
Thank you.
आपके नाम के आगे CPA लग चुका है. How you are feeling at this point of time?
It's first of all, it's very surreal. It's something I always wanted for a long time, but have been trying hard and hard. But finally, the opportunity came and everything fell in place, and all the hard work and everything paid off. So it's a great feeling. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So my first question would be what is the role of a mentor, in getting your, dream achieved? As I would rather say, role of Shammi Sir in your CPA journey.
Yes, absolutely. I think I owe a big part of my success to him. All credit goes to him, because had I not found him, I might not have cleared my exams even now. It was all because of his, dedicated mentorship and the time that he invested. And I think one good thing I've which stuck with me was he mentioned, when we initially spoke, he said that our connection or our rapport will be for a lifetime. Even if you don't clear an exam, you'll still have my support and my guidance throughout, so never hesitate to reach out. So that thing was so close to my heart, and I always carried that. And he was also completely 100% there for me at every step. So I think that speaks volumes for how much of a great guide he was throughout my whole journey.
Right. So, it's a general tendency. Sir's part is also, involved in the motivating the students, right? So what is the role of motivation in, acing this exam of CPA?
I think it plays a huge role, in fact. If you don't have the motivation and the right encouragement or guidance, you won't really be successful, and you will struggle hard with so many things. I think motivation from Sir, every time being ये तो हो जाएगा, इसमें कोई टेंशन नहीं है, ये क्लियर कर लोगे, इस पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दो, इस पे फोकस करो. So all those things were very helpful from Sir's end, actually.
Right. So now you have cleared all the modules. You are officially a CPA, right? CPA Elizabeth. Yes. So fine. So, apart from, talking about the lectures, the motivation part by the Sir, so what message do you really want to convey to those students who are simply graduates? You being a, a BCom graduate, right? Mm-hmm. So they often, land up in an ambiguous state of mind whether they should go for CPA or not. So what kind of message do you want to give to those students in this very particular context?
I think that's a great question. I know when I even joined my, the corporate office, I did not know about CPA that much. It was through the office that I got to understand, okay, there's this course. But I think it's very important for a BCom graduate, especially when you don't have any professional qualification, and to survive in this competition and in this market, it's very important to have a professional degree. And now that if you don't have CA or you're not pursuing CA, I think CPA is one of the best courses available out there. It's just a matter of 4 exams. I know it's just a matter of 4 exams because I'm sitting after the 4 exams, but it's a long journey. It will be hard, but I think once you cleared, it's such a big relief, and it just adds on to your, whole portfolio of what you are as a person, and makes you more professional, and helps you, rather opens many doors of opportunities for your life. So I think that's something, and I would really suggest every BCom graduate who wishes to pursue higher studies, and I think CPA is one of the best courses out there.
Right. So why BCom graduates, they should choose AKPIS Institute and Shammi Sir's mentorship for the CPA program, according to you?
So I found Sir, to be honest, from Sulekha, just Googling it up, I wanted a personal touch, and not a whole big institute with so many people and not having that personal connect. So I was trying to look like that, and I think I came across Shammi Sir and his ad. And when I spoke with him, I was a little apprehensive, will I be, especially because that was the COVID time and it was going to be all virtual and everything. So I was not sure if this will even work out. But I think it was so great. We could study at 7 a.m. in the morning, without having to travel, just over video calls. And he explained everything in so much detail. I was surprised that you could carry out a whole class just by a video lecture, virtual lecture, even explaining it on Excel and everything else. He was on the dot, and he was he made sure that each and every person attending the class understood the concepts, and he used to ask everybody questions so that nobody feels like, okay, I'm not part of this, or I'm not involved in this. So I think he made sure that everybody is as much involved in everything, especially that's going on in the class. So I think a huge shout out to Shammi Sir for being such a great mentor.
Right. So, it's always the endeavor of Shammi Sir to take up the doubts timely. So,
Yes.
what importance does it, possesses in your CPA curriculum as such? Why doubts they should be taken up timely so that you are able to, clear the exams and all that?
Yeah. Like, of course, when you're having classes, they are basically just helping you understand concepts. But then when you actually sit down to write, like attempt questions or MCQs or simulations, that's when you actually need some guidance or help. Like if you've got stuck at some question, and there is always, the guidance from the whatever review provider that you're following, but you still need some additional knowledge. Like, okay, does this really make sense? Or the concept needs to be a little more thorough. So Shammi sir steps in there, and I know for a fact that he's always been very, available, and like we could easily approach him with our questions, with our doubts, and whether it be through a simple telephone call or through an email by sending our doubts with a screenshot or on WhatsApp, he was always available and ready to take our questions at any point in time.
Right. So, what happens is, students, they are often, perplexity state of mind with respect to the online classes for CPA, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you want to convey to those students who are in such kind of perplexity for online classes for CPA?
Right. I for one, like, I was also in that same spot, being very apprehensive whether this will be good for me or will it even work out. So I think the first few classes, because we always get those trial lectures, that really helped me gain a little confidence that yes, this is a good platform. And especially because especially if you're living in different states or even in countries, I know like Shammi sir hosted so many students from various parts of the world. So that really helped. Like you do not have to travel to any class. You can always sit, like it's just a click away, and like all of that virtually is also possible, and very much has a big or important role in my success for sure. So yes, that was great. Like the virtual setup definitely worked out for me.
Okay. So, whatever questions you practice on the software, so there is a complete, report which automatically gets generated in the software. So Shammi Sir, he always, review the report from time to time. So how important is that renewal of, performance in your software?
I think it's very important because as you near the exam date, it's like important to identify your weak areas and to focus on them and make sure that you are thorough with those areas or concepts. So I know, like even if I did not reach out to Shammi sir, he always used to message me and say, "Okay, Elizabeth, I think your MCQs are fine. Simulations are something you need to really work a little more hard, like put all more efforts into it." Or if he sees, okay, some chapters I was like not performing exactly as required in the MCQs, and he used to tell me, okay, do some more MCQs and see, and ask me questions where you are getting stuck or things like that. So I think the review element of that whole review provider is very helpful, even for me, and I think from a mentor's perspective also, to keep a track of where we are and how well we are doing, or if we need more time to study, and if we should even extend our exam dates and things like that. Always that review definitely helps.
Right. So how would you rate AKPIS Institute on a scale of 10 at the end?
I would put it on a 10 on 10 because I took the whole benefit of it, and I will continue to take benefits from the institute, from sir and otherwise also. So I think I will give it a full marks from my side because it has a big role in my success.
So this was CPA Elizabeth. Officially, you are certified public accountant now. Must be feeling great at this point of time, right? So now she's in Deloitte. So working there. And now your future is really very bright, right? So thank you so much for taking your precious time to for this interview. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. CPA Elizabeth.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Elizabeth. Thank you so much.